Hello there, Zach Yusuf here. I'm here with Ian Yee, editor of R.AGE. Now, 6 months before paedophile Richard Huckle made global headlines for all the wrong reasons, the R.AGE team had already begun its undercover sting operation in a bid to expose local paedophiles and their devious operating method. Now, the resulting documentary titled Predator in My Phone, currently airing on rage.com.my, showed that there are indeed paedophiles in our midst who are operating apparently unchecked, mainly online, and with apparent immunity. Scary stuff. So, Ian, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us. Now, first off, kudos to R.AGE for taking on such a tough assignment like this one and kind of lifting the veil on the sickness is kind of blighting not just our community, but communities all around the world as well. Now, my question to you is basically, what has the reaction been like to R.AGE's Predator in My Phone series, which began airing earlier this week?
Reaction has been great. We've got a lot of concerned parents actually who are commenting on the story. I think we've had over 1 million post views on Facebook.
Amazing.
Yeah, in 4 days. So it's been a whirlwind for us. Reaction has been, there's been a lot of outrage, and we're just trying to channel it properly right now because a lot of people are saying, let's just reveal their identities. If anybody knows who they are, why don't you tell us?
Right, name and shame kind of thing.
Exactly,
right?
But that's not what we want to do. We want to make sure that we investigate these through the proper channels so that justice can be done right. So the first thing we got to do is let the police do their job.
Sebab bila nak kata kenal dia, abang akan fokus 100%.
Awak nak buat apa je dalam bilik?
Saya buka. Nanti abang cerita.
Obviously, you've touched a chord with this story. Now, were you personally shocked or surprised by some of the evidence presented to you with regards to the story by your team?
Yes and no, because I think everybody kind of knows that there are people like this on the internet. You kind of think that in some dark corner of the web, there are these people prowling for prey or whatever. But you don't realize just how close they are. That's why we call the series Predator in My Phone. They're in your phone, in your pocket, in your children's bedroom, right next to your nightstand. They're right there. So in a way, we weren't surprised, we weren't shocked. But just to be able to be that up close with these men, to hear the things that they say, that they are willing to say in order to get, in order to sexually exploit a child. Nothing prepares you for that.
Now, Ian, what compelled you guys to take on a tough story like Predator in My Phone? I'm really quite intrigued as to how the idea first came about.
It came up from a very unlikely meeting with the police. We were there to investigate something about date rape drugs.
Right.
And I mean, they said that it's not really that big of a problem. But as we were sharing statistics, we found this bit of statistic, which is mobile chat apps like your WeChats, your BeeTalk, Facebook Messenger, and so on and so forth. They have become the #1 tool, so to speak, of sex predators. So as long as, if it's a sex predator who is like a repeat kind of offender, the MO will almost 100% have a chat app involved. And from there, we just took it on. We tried the chat apps out, and we found it's just like shooting fish in a barrel. You just turn it on, you'll get guys talking to you.
Truly scary stuff. Now, what were some of the challenges, Ian, faced by your team during the process of investigating the story? Obviously, as editor, you've got certain responsibility to your team. Now, were you at any point during the process concerned for the safety of your staff?
Yes, definitely. I think we've had some pretty close encounters, and safety is a huge priority for us. So I think what a lot of people don't see behind the scenes is just how much effort and time it takes to set something like this up. We have to make sure everything is 100% foolproof. We have to make sure that we have to try to get the person to meet in a public place. We have to make sure that that public place is safe, that the rest of our team can be stationed nearby. We have to make sure that there's enough security, things like that, a million things. We have to make sure that we do not do anything illegal ourselves. So the
police were privy to all your maneuverings, and they were fully informed, right?
They were fully informed, but unfortunately, the unit that is in charge of investigating cyber sexual crimes, they do not have the most resources. And that's something that they've constantly told us, that's why we need help. That's why we fully support what you're doing here, because it's a relatively new frontier for them. So they're still exploring, still feeling their way through it.
Right.
But yes, if anything were to happen, we always knew that we could call on them, and they've been very, very helpful.
And Ian, finally, mate, now you've got this great story under your belt. What's next for the R.AGE team?
Okay, so we've just released episode 1. We have a lot of material, so we're going to release up to episode 4 at least. We're covering a lot of different topics, so we hope people stay tuned so that we can continue building this momentum. It started off well, but as you know, in Malaysia, so often these kind of issues, they fizzle out within a week and people forget about them completely. Something else happens and that's it. So we hope people stay tuned to the series, learn more about the topic, so that we can continue getting more pledges. That's one thing. We are having a pledge collection campaign to show the government that this is something that the people want. They want to see it happen. They want to have new laws to prevent sexual grooming as well as other forms of child sexual exploitation. So that's what we're going to be doing for the next 3 to 4 months. Just putting out more content, more episodes, as well as trying to get people to sign up for the pledge.
Okay, and all that information about the pledge can be found on rage.com.my?
That's right. More specifically, rage.com.my/predator.
Okay, fantastic. You heard it here first. You know where to go. Ian, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a lot, man.
Cheers.